Welcome to Spotlight Gulf Coast, a weekly showcase of people and events across South Mississippi. Sponsored by the IP Casino Resort and Spa, Mississippi Power Company, and Butch Ostelet Autoplex.
Hi everyone, this is Todd Trenchard, Executive Director of the Baco Foundation of South Mississippi, thanking you for joining us for another segment of Spotlight Gulf Coast right here on WXXV. Each week we're coming into your living room talking about what's going on all across South Mississippi, and we want to thank our sponsors for this generous opportunity. Today we're real pleased to have our friends from the Jackson County Chamber of Commerce, Miss Catherine Raynal. Thank you for coming, Catherine. I think this is the first time that you've been on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And Jaylon Morris, this is like home for you.
Yeah, it's a home game for me, man. I'm glad to be here. Appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate y'all taking the long truck over here from Pascagoula. But we do want to get caught up with what's going on with the chamber. We just left a chamber function. The chamber is nonstop. It's like something that just reloads over and over.
Absolutely.
So bring us up to speed.
We stay busy. Right now, we're really working on gearing up for the industrial trade show, the Jackson County Industrial Trade Show, which will be on May the 9th. And so anybody that's interested in participating in that, that wants to be a vendor or a sponsor, can go to our website, and it's www.jcchamber.com. And there's an application there, and you can just fill out the information, and it's a great way to get your business exposed, and if you'd like to attend as well. So
first event I ever went to in Jackson County, I was at the Home of Grace, and I drove out there and I saw a little thing, and it was Jolly McCarty, Jerry St. Pé, and they were back, and I thought it was an exclusive thing. I didn't know what to say. I said, one day I will be a part of, and sure enough, my career is so tied in with the chamber.
Right.
That's right.
And I know that the trade show is a little bit later this year than it normally has been. It's actually Jolly Week this year, so
with COVID, it's kind of changed the date on it. We had it, we had pushed it back to May last year, and it just really worked out having it in May. So we're going to stick with that for this year. Yeah. And so May 9th is that. And then, of course, we always have our anchor awards that will be coming up after that in August. Right. And then annual meeting will follow that. So we're constantly planning ahead and staying involved with that. And then,
of course, both of y'all are very involved with leadership.
Yes.
County, that's right. And that's what I really want to talk a little bit about today. Y'all, the co-facilitators.
So the class just started in January. And we had we had two classes in January on the 19th and 20th, and then we had one last week on February 9th. And those covered, the book is Dare to Lead by Brene Brown. And we had a facilitator, her name is Frances Cutshaw, who came in and facilitated the book. So there's a workbook, and you kind of dig deep into it's a lot about vulnerability and shame. And what we really like about this leadership class is the fact that we have a leadership component to it. You know, you're not only learning about the community, but we want people to do the class and come out better leaders as well.
To be a better leader. Yeah,
right.
Most definitely.
So that's what the first three classes really focused on, January and February. And then for March, we do our overnight retreat in Jackson.
And that's new.
And that is new. And it was very successful last year. Everybody really enjoyed it. So we're super excited about it. So we start the day, it's on a Thursday. We start at meeting with the senators and representatives. Then we do a little Capitol tour. In the afternoon, we will meet with the Supreme Court. And then that night we'll have a group activity. And last year we did the 601 escape room. I don't know if you've ever done an escape room, but it's great for team building, and it's really fun.
It's a really good time. Yeah. And then the following day we went to the Civil Rights Museum up in Jackson. And
we'll be doing that this year. And then the afternoon we'll end it with doing a tour of the State Crime Lab. So
it's so I guess, rewarding to see how much it's grown. I know the class I was in, I think we had like 12. And I know all 12 that are in it. We became lifelong friends, throughout the career and stuff. And some of them, Trudy Dixon, that are still around. Right. But Jill Compton, I could pretty much name them off. But as people started seeing the benefit of it and leadership programs, you saw a big influx of people. Now you're talking, what, 40 people?
So we had 45 people apply this year, and we selected 31 participants. So it's a class of 31 this year.
Right.
So
I think that was, I know when I first got involved, I was told by somebody, you know, to get involved with the chamber, and I really was not that familiar. But I got very involved with Leadership Jackson County after doing it, and we sponsored the speakers every year. And we would bring speakers from really outside the area. People like George Slogel would come over and speak, or Dave Dennis, and we used that as a way to connect the coast. And I thought that was really neat to see people later in your career. I met John Hairston for the first time at Bayview Gourmet, speaking when he was 35 years old. And you knew, wow, this guy's got a little bit of talent to him at 35, not knowing that he'd go on to become the head of Whitney. But I know that you see the people in the class, and you know, sometimes the quietest person becomes the most vocal,
most outspoken.
And everybody has a different style, and some people just come in the room and they're loud, others are very quiet, and they just watch.
And I think this year we had a different aspect too, because of the book and how it focused on vulnerability. So maybe the beginning of the day when we were having the classes and everything, everybody was kind of quiet and shy. But by the end of the day, you even broke down so many barriers. It was truly amazing to watch people open up and talk about what's going on in the workforce and how we can get better and of course, develop better leaders. So it was very interesting.
Yeah, it really bonds the class too. You know, they come in really not knowing one another, and by the end of the third class, it's like everybody's gotten to know each other really well and learned a lot about themselves and others. So
now that particular program is about a year-long program.
So it's a 9-month program.
9 months.
Yes, we'll have our graduation in October.
Okay.
So the other things we do, just to name a few, we do like a law enforcement day. So we go out to the police range and they bring the dog out, and we get to meet the dog, and they do all kinds of different activities. They show us. I wasn't actually able to do the one last year, but there was the goggles.
Yeah, they had the vision goggles for the impaired driving and stuff like that. Yeah, that was cool.
It's really fun.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what else we did. I know we had a chance to mess with some equipment and things like that. So it was fun. It was fun.
Now, we're going real fast. We just got a minute left in this segment, but you're going to visit different parts of the county so people can learn about education, industry.
We'll visit Chevron. We'll have an industry day. We'll visit Chevron and Ingalls and get a tour of that, which, you know, a lot of people haven't been out there yet, you know. So that's really interesting for people to go out there and learn about that.
And I know we're excited because the next segment, we're actually going to have a participant, Amanda, who's actually our co-host, and she's a member of this class. And I was really glad that we were able to fit her in. So y'all don't run away. We're going to be right back. We're talking with our friends at the Chamber. Welcome back, everyone. Of course, we're joined by Amanda Ray and Sarah Munn, and of course, Catherine again. And first off, Sarah, welcome.
Thank you.
TV land. This must be a big experience. You came here to watch, and before you know it, you're a TV star. You're off to LA, and this is it. The start. You never know how life's going to lead you. Tell us a little bit about her, because we were talking about before the break, this is the Chamber's first intern.
Yeah, so Sarah started with us about, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what are your thoughts so far?
Honestly, this has been a life-changing experience.
Right.
Like, coming into it, I really had no idea what was going to happen, or, you know, what my responsibilities were going to be, but I think that everything I've learned to do with the graphics and also just shadowing you guys with everything has been really beneficial with my career.
Great.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, and that's what it's all about, when we can get these internship programs for people to see, you know, how they can get involved in the community. And we were talking about Leadership Jackson County. It's a little interesting that we have a first-year participant, freshly been in the class now 3 weeks, and I remember getting in touch with Paige, I think the night before. I said, look, I need a favor on this one. And so I know how important it is to get people engaged into the community. And there is no better program that's going to give you that holistic sort of viewpoint.
Right.
So I know you have a whole class of that. We superintendent of it.
Oh yeah, a whole range of different industries and businesses. But we have 31 participants this year, and it's just a great way to get involved in the community, learn things about the community that you probably didn't know before.
Right.
I know just facilitating the class.
You're learning.
I'm learning. I'm from Pascagoula, Jackson County, and I'm still learning this year.
Right.
So yeah, it's a great way to learn about your community and also learn how to be a better leader.
I know, Amanda, it's, when we first were looking at it, we were looking at, we have different leadership programs across the coast.
Sure.
And the timing on this was just perfect.
It was.
And so you've been through a couple classes. I know you're rearing at the bit to get out and see different parts of the county.
I'm so excited, especially being from Jackson County, born in Pascagoula, moved around a lot as a child, ending up back here. I'm so excited to be a part of this leadership group, and especially just learning more about Jackson County and what all businesses and economic development and just so many things. And we have a fantastic class. I definitely, with our small groups, we've had 3 classes so far, and I already feel super close with all the participants in our class. So like Catherine said, we've been doing Dare to Lead. And wow, what a powerful book. I mean, I learned a lot about myself as a leader and just as a person in general, and how we grow up viewing vulnerability as weakness when it's really courage, and it really digs deep and teaches you, to face fear with courage and to be brave and to step out of the box.
And it takes that to be a great leader.
It really does. And just because you're nervous and afraid, that's okay.
Right.
The real courage and the real leadership comes when you can actually go forward and take that step. So,
Ricky Matthews and I were talking this morning about somebody that y'all know very well, but he asked the question of, how does it feel to be the new kid on the block? And the person's response was, it's a great opportunity.
Right.
And it is a great opportunity. It gives you a platform that you can shine and make the most of. Now, Sarah, I guess you're getting a chance to see leadership classes too, so you're getting to meet, like I said, the superintendent is in the class. And Billy's brand new to the community.
Billy Elsie,
yes.
Right. So that's got to be sort of neat. And then you take it back. And the good thing about interns, when they see this, they take it back to your friends and they're like, oh, I'd like to do that.
Right.
And, I hope that's the case. I know we found that's the case with our senior assistants that we have. How's this experience been for you?
That's definitely the case with my experience. I go home every day, and at the dinner table, I tell my parents all about, what I learned today, what I did. And I also, call my friends and I tell them what I learned today and what I did. And I feel like that inspires them to also reach out for internship opportunities. So it definitely is like a universal experience I get to share with everybody.
The leadership class is open to anyone. You open it up, and then you're nominated by someone, and most of these
or you just have to fill out the application.
Okay, but you're going to meet people in the class that are in industry and banking, and it's really it's open to anyone, So, and that's the thing about the classes. It's sometimes people that you wouldn't have met, and what I hear from the past classes is they stay so close with one another. They do.
And it's a great way to network. And these people stay in your lives probably throughout the rest of your career. Hopefully that's the hope. So,
and then when you're finished with this, you can go through we have a master's class here on the coast, Leadership Mississippi, if you wanted to do that, where you learn the state. And a lot of us did that when we were younger in our career, unfortunately.
Right.
Because we had the freedom, to do that. And I remember I went through 3 or 4 leadership programs in a row at the very start of my career at M&M Bank. And I look back at it, it was really what exposed me to everything.
Sure, I'm sure you met so many people.
And it was just, and some of the classes were even overlapping. I was like, well, this is great. I just travel the state.
Right.
But we, Mary Graham, I remember Mary Graham on Leadership Mississippi, and John Baxter from Hancock Bank. Knowing these people that I would later, be working side by side with. Now, Amanda, I know that it's got to be a little bit, I guess, intimidating because I know you're particular, Scott. You're juggling major fundraisers at the same time. So just a Thursday afternoon, I know your mind's sometimes because I'm going to do what's going on at night.
Right.
All over the place.
So it's just one day a month for over a 9-month course. And so if anybody's interested in applying, applications do go out in October, and the class starts in January, and then we end with a graduation in October as well. So
that's probably one of the better things that the Chamber does present, and I know that, like you said, you're learning a lot. I can remember Linda was a facilitator for many years.
She was.
But I remember with the leadership class, Roland Weeks did the master's class for a long time, and then it was Shane Loper, and you know, they've sort of you know, each brought something to it. And I know this has been an experience for you. This has just been a blessing that we're able, anytime we can get our Leaders of Tomorrow on TV, we appreciate it. So we thank you, ladies, and we're going to come back and we're going to be talking with Amber Olsen. So please don't touch that remote. Welcome back, everyone. We're now joined by Amber Olsen. And Amber, you've been on the show before. And first off, congratulations. We're just leaving a chamber event, and you were given the gavel. And, you know, I think that's a good thing. It'll keep you busy.
I know. They say, you know, give it to a busy person. I'm the incoming president of the Mississippi Gulf Coast Chamber of Commerce.
And what a great event we just came from. I mean, just a packed house, and Adele does such a great job over there. And really all our chambers, I mean, it's really, we've got some great leadership in those roles, but it takes a lot of volunteers to be on the board, and it never stops. So you're in for a whirlwind.
180 board members they have. So yeah, it's a huge organization. So
well, it's perfect timing that we ran into each other, because we want to talk about the Zebra Run that's coming up. So give us a little bit of a background.
Yes. So my daughter Willow was diagnosed with multiple sulfatase deficiency in 2016, so almost 7 years ago. It's a rare disease, and that's where the zebra comes in. Zebra is the symbol for rare disease. When you think about like doctors that go to medical school, we tell them to look for zebras, not just horses, because you want to look for the rare thing, because a diagnosis is very helpful. So we started the Zebra Run years ago, and this is our 6th year, really taken off, and we're doing it virtually, and in Ocean Springs. So it's international now, so our Zebra Run.
Now, I think if I was to look back at my career, you were sort of the first cause that I saw that came where, you know, a mother was not going to be told no.
Yes.
And I remember sitting in my office before all this got started, you know, talking to y'all about, you know, the intricacies of doing this. And I think you probably loved to say, well, I'll do that. Yeah. And you did. The benefits of it have been extraordinary. It's brought awareness of causes. It's given people an opportunity to get out and do something. And I know you've got an entire city behind you.
Yes, the whole Gulf Coast has been just incredible. So we're funding treatment so that we can go to clinical trials, so that these kids can not progress in their disease like they do if they're untreated. So it's similar to Alzheimer's in a child. Willow is now 9 years old, and she can't move on her own. She can't swallow. She has a feeding tube. And so we're trying to prevent that and stop that and let these kids have, you know, a good life. And so just from the Gulf Coast and our other family support, we've been able to fund the mouse study and then the toxicology study, and then we hope to go to clinical trial here soon.
Now, I know the Ocean Springs Rotary got behind this a few years ago, and they have a night run that I think was stationed at the Mary C. That night.
It's in October. Yes, they do a great job. Rotary is amazing, and Ocean Springs Rotary. I was the past president. I was actually president when Willow was diagnosed, and so they have been just so supportive of the work.
And you got to give a shout out to Mike. You know, Strife, because Mike has sort of always taken that they wanted to do something out of the box when they started that run. And then,
yes, and it's a night run, which is fun through Ocean Springs. Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
So this run here is going to be what, in a week and a half, March 4th?
Saturday, March 4th. It starts in the morning, and I know there's a couple of other events that day, so you can get out, run, and then finish up with the other events. And so we're really excited. You could dress up in black and white like these folks do. And it's just, we have kids that have rare diseases out there, adults, and they come out and we support all of them in their cause.
I love how they're having a walk and a run, because anybody can do that and participate. She's doing a 100-miler the same day, whatever that means. But that's not for everybody. And don't try this at home. No. Whereas something like this, there's no excuse not to come out. And again, you're raising money, but you're also bringing awareness and maybe volunteers, and that's all it is it's a lot of networking.
Yes, it is. I mean, that's how we've gotten where we are about to fund this treatment, is through networking and meeting people and jumping in for the cause. I think people look at this as a way that they can forever affect this group of children that would die otherwise. So it's just, it's been incredible. And it is. It's a 1 mile fun run. It's a 5K. And people are like, well, I don't run. I'm like, you can just come hang out with us. I don't really care.
Right.
Come out, support, be there, dress up. That's all we need.
And I know you have some local sponsors. I met this gentleman with Alpha Care.
Yes, George Lakatis.
Yes. And he's sort of pretty gung-ho. And,
he's made Urgent Cares beautiful. He does a great job. Yeah.
I know you have a lot of, like you said, community support, because, again, you can only do so much. Got a great day job. That you do, and to be able to do all this and be as accomplished as you have. I mean, it's actually extraordinary, what y'all have been able to do. And again, it's not easy to fundraise.
No, it's not.
But you learn, and when it's for a good cause you believe in, I mean, that's
and when people see the effect of it, I think they hear about the science, they understand what their money's going towards, and they get excited. They, our donors are like, we want you to win. We want you to get that treatment for these kids. So
I know that we just asked you, it was only an hour ago, if you'd come on for 8 minutes, and you said, I'll be there.
Yes.
But you do that.
Right.
And, again, it takes that. It takes a lot of those trips across it. Hopefully somebody's watching this right now. Now, anybody can still, I guess, register for this?
Yes, you can register up, and you can walk up and register. The day of, on March 4th. So, and then Friday night, we are doing Zebra Fest. Exit Realty is doing a pickup where you can pick up your registration packet, and we're doing a little party at Val's. So that's Friday night right before. And then we'll come out for Zebra Run. So it's a great weekend, all Zebra.
I think it's just a further example of just how good our community is, because there's so many good causes, and there's so many people that step up. They not only work for this community, but they give back into this community. And you just, through time, find those people that are passionate enough to serve on the board, because it does take a little bit more time to do that. It does take
a little time.
Some people spend a lot of time. And then when you have sponsors that can step up, maybe have a connection. Now, this race, is it always in March? I think it was...
We tried it. So Rare Disease Month is February, and so Rare Disease Day is the 28th. So we try to have it around the 28th of February, depending on the weekend.
Right, that's what I was thinking. I thought I remembered that at one time it was at the end of February, right around that time. And it's a good time to have it. I think that's a good running time.
Oh, perfect
for us down here.
Gosh, yes, definitely. You don't want to do it in summer. Way too hot. March, April, that's like the perfect little sweet spot for having events, walks, runs, family events outdoors. So good time of year for sure.
Yes, it is. And we do have it internationally. So we have our folks up north in Missouri. And we try to get a runner in every state. So we were short, I think, 4 last year. It was like New Mexico and just a couple, Delaware and Vermont. So, if you know of anybody that's going to be, that would be able to participate, we'd love to have them. And we have a map and try to get all the states. Okay. So we have all 50 states.
We're about to reach 100 million people out there with this show. So
that's
appreciate you driving over here and telling us about it. Appreciate what you do. And we appreciate everybody's support of the Bagel Foundation of South Mississippi. Until next time, this is Todd Trenchard and Amanda Ray saying so long, and may God bless.